everybody, welcome back to another video. It's Ginger here and we are continuing on our winter and Christmas theme. It's that time of year and we are going to be working on this, which is a Christmas bauble and bow which was hanging on a tree. It's a beautiful reference photo which I got from Pastels, which is a free reference site. You can get free reference photos from there, as many as you want, whenever. They've got such a massive selection of images that you can use. I've just realised I've managed to tape cat hair to the painting already. That was quick. Am I going to get this off? How do I get this off? Any clues? Anybody? Right. While I'm endeavouring to try and work out how to get that off. Oh, kind of got it. I will say, please stay to the end of the video. I am planning a giveaway, so make sure you watch through to the end and see how you can get your hands on one of my paintings for Christmas. So now that I've managed to pull the cat hair off the painting, we are going to start with our darks today. We've got lots of dark greens, lots of dark reds, and we've got glitter and all sorts going on in this one, which is going to be great. I'm going to be doing an underpainting, but I'm going to be doing it rather than in just a base colour for tone. I'm actually going to be doing it in the colours we're going to be working with, and that's because there's a lot of really dark and really rich colours in this. So it's probably going to be easier if I start with my greens. I'm trying not to bounce you around too much. So you can see I've penciled out with a Pitt pastel pencil. Was it Pitt? No, it was a Derwent pastel pencil. Just so I can kind of shape out what I want. Now I am gonna get this beautiful dark rich green in. So you can see that we've got a bit of the tree here, but that's in a lighter colour. And notice how the lighter colours are more blue. So we're gonna get this in. Just going to slap this on because the paintbrush will actually do a lot of the work for us with the water. I am using water, not alcohol or anything. Yes, alcohol does go faster, mineral spirits is the same, and they will dry faster doing that, but realistically, if you don't want to spend a fortune on isopropanol, then realistically water will do perfectly good job depending on what paper type you're using, and you just have to wait a little bit longer. Now if you've seen a few of my videos, you'll know that it doesn't actually take very long for the water to dry. So yeah, I would say just have a little bit of patience. It doesn't take long. Use that time to maybe make yourself a cup of tea, and by the time you've poured one and added milk, yes, milk, or a coffee for those that are coffee fiends, and got back to your painting, it's probably mostly dry by that point, especially with papers like the Council Me Tense Touch. This is Colour Fix that I'm using here. Pastel Matte as well is another good one. Just some of those are just really good for kind of getting, they just dry very quickly, so that's always good. I've missed the corner down here, I don't know why. Right, there is the green. I've lost my, there is pastel cloth. Now I want a dark red. I'm kind of running out of dark reds. I need to probably invest in more dark reds. What have we got here that I can use? That one will do. I don't have a lot of it though. That's all I've got. It's not a lot, but it'll do. So, and it doesn't matter because, as you can see, yes, I'm painting over all my lines, but that doesn't really matter. It was there as a guide for these colours, and then everything we do on top of that will be fine. There's also some red in the background where you can just kind of see blurred out some of the other baubles in the tree, so we'll try and include some of that just so that you get hints of that as well. So we're just adding in a red, there's not going to be much of this left, I don't think, pastel wise. So anybody want to buy me a red pastel for Christmas, please do. Send it by post. I don't care if it comes in crumbs. Okay, right, so there's the bow, there's the bauble. I'm going to put a dark yellow orange down, or a dark gold colour, for this. It's going to look really light compared to everything else, but that's fine. Okay, right, let us add some water to this. Hopefully you guys can see this all right. I know everything's bouncing around a wee bit. What do you want to do? Do the red first. Oh, this is this brick red that I used in one of the videos recently as well. Love this colour. Right. Even the smallest amount of water goes far, which is, you know, another way this dries really quickly. You can see it's actually drying as I'm painting. I just have to be careful it doesn't dry too much. You spread it everywhere if you do that. So there's the red. Another bauble. I'm just using a pot of water, which is just in a screw tin on the side. I'm just dipping the paintbrush in just to get the brush wet. Doesn't really matter too much. And I'm just spreading the love. So yes, there is some red up there in that corner and some here. I'm just going to add in. It will look more brown once it mixes with the green, but that's fine. That is not a problem. This water is pretty dirty, but it actually doesn't make much of a difference because the pastel, the pigment in the pastel, is quite prolific. I mean, it doesn't look like there's a lot of pastel down, but trust me, as a pigment, it spreads really far once you've added water to it, so it's less of a problem. Yeah, no, I didn't really want that to run, but never mind. Yeah, it doesn't matter. Right. And look how smooth and lovely that's dried already, apart from where I've made it run. Never mind. Just make that run less. I think I've just made that worse actually, but never mind. Okay, we're slowly getting there. Oh, too much water. It's going to run everywhere in a second. Just have to move faster. Outpace the running down the page. Right. Now, the interesting thing with pastel water or mineral spirits or isopropanol is that you can re-wet it and you will pick it up again. What I will say is you do have to be very, very careful if you're going to do that, just because too much water slowly into the paper will completely deform your paper. It will warp it and it will cause a lot of problems going forward. It can also pick up some of the chemicals and binder that the sanded paper has used to bind the fine particles to the paper to make it a grained paper, sanded paper, and you'll find that it forms little white cloudy areas, almost as if you've added chalk. It also, depending on if you're using a lighter colour, some of the cheaper pastels will use chalk as a binder. The amount of chalk kind of depends on how much pigment is in there as well. So it's used to lighten pastels when you're making them from pure pigment. And the problem is that chalk is heavier than the pigment usually, and you'll find that actually comes out as well, which is not something you want anyway. So you can see how quickly that is drying. I mean, the red sections are dry. Yeah, they're dry. So you can see all it's done is just spread the pigment around in a really beautiful form. And if I rub it, you can see it comes off on my fingers. There you go. Now I've got red fingers. So you're not changing the pastel in any way. You're just using water to move it around and smoothing it out. In some respects, it's almost way better than, for example, if I had laid it on the paper and then used some kitchen towel or foam of some kind, like the soffit sponges as well. You don't get the smoothness you get if you use water. Right, how quick that's drying. That is not bad. Okay, so what I want to do now, weirdly enough, is actually reinforce dark areas and light areas. What have I got? I'm trying to find a decent. I've got a really, really dark green. It's a crumbly one, which means it will be a Sennelier one. See that? It's like super, super dark. But it's going to give us, I'm just going to cut into this to give us a little bit of a better curve, which is kind of what I want. And I also want to cut, I know I've brought this bow right the way over, but I don't really like that, so I'm going to bring this back in, just because I think it will look nicer. So you can see this then comes round to here and up. You can see how much pastel is dropping down from this paper as I work. It really is very, very dry, very powdery pastel. So this one's got quite a curve. There we go. There's a lighter section just underneath the bow here, so but it's dark again as it comes round. I need to, it's such a tiny little piece of pastel, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it. I'm going to go this way so you can see where it's round and then flat on this side where I've been rubbing it. So I'm going to just use this bit to cut in around the top of this bauble where I've got a nice sharp edge that I can kind of bring this in without risk of losing it, because that's exactly what I don't want to do. I mean, I will mellow this out because the bauble has soft edges and non-soft edges. And there we go. So there's another bauble there, but I don't really want that one in. I might give a hint, maybe, but I don't really want it there. And so we've got a branch here, which is in the light, so we're gonna, yeah, I think I need to work that back in. I'm kind of losing my roundness when I did that, but never mind. And we'll bring this down. I'm raining green pastel everywhere. That's fine. Just scrubbing this everywhere, it doesn't really matter too much. Right, and that's the dark green done. There we go. Right. going to go back to this red. Now, as I said earlier, I don't really have any dark reds, but I do have plenty of dark purples that do just as good a job. And actually, it won't make too much difference because it's a dark colour. And when you start working it in, it'll actually complement this really well. This is a blue earth pastel, so it's really soft, which probably wasn't the best idea. But never mind, that's fine. This pastel, this bauble's slowly getting bigger and bigger as I kind of change out its shape. So you can see here, it's got shadow across here, and then obviously round into the darkness of the green. And I will probably bring some of the green back in to make that slowly disappear. And then it has the shadow round here, which is where the light is. So you've got two different shadows going on, making up this, which is probably the bow shadow, the bow causing some shadow, and the light causing shadow. So you've got light coming this way, light coming up probably from a Christmas light, and then you've got shadow from the branches, shadow from the bow, and then shadow across probably from something else, or just because the main direction of light is coming from this way. So then we have, that's the bow. Too much going on here, but there we go. It's better. It does come down way more than what I've got, but it doesn't matter. It's not really too much about perspective in this case. We know we've got this section. This bit, and then in here we've got a bit. So we've got two parts to this bow here, because it's, you can see where the loop is, so we kind of need to go this way with this, and then it's got a second lot here. If we do that, you can kind of see what I mean. Okay, right. Now we wanted to add another red bauble up here, so I'm gonna just add in this, the purple to up here, which will give this, and just a little bit down here. I know there isn't a bauble down here, but actually I'm gonna add it in as if it was. Right, this is where we can start having some fun. And what do we want to do? I'm going to start bringing in some of these reds. Got lots of different reds, but I really want to kind of stick to the slightly more blue toned reds. So this is kind of a reddy mauve, so you can see. This is going to be really all about working up layers. But when you're working with round objects, always move the pastel in the direction of the object. So it's a round object, I'm pulling this round, as you can see, to make this, and that's because although I can scrub it up and down, you will be able to see the marks. So what you don't want to do is go away from what you're doing. Now, obviously, the whole point of this is we're circling around this lighter area, which is going to be here. So we're doing that. A bit better. It is quite a light colour, but don't panic about that. And this bauble is still nowhere near the shape it's supposed to be, is it? No. Is that a bit better? I wonder if you guys can see, but that should be a bit better. Right, so our dark. We will be darkening this, don't worry. I want this to be the shiny edge of the next one down, as you can see, and this to be the shinier edge of ours, main one. So shinier edge, but not the brightest edge. You'll see what I mean. And then we just want to add hints. There's another one up here, like that. Right. Still not quite in the right shape. We are going to cut this back in with the greens. I'm going to probably use this one actually. Now we've got this bit of branch, well, tree branch. I suppose it's a fake Christmas tree, so come on, it's not real. We all know the truth. So we're just gonna make tree marks. It doesn't really matter because we're going to need to add more colour anyway to this side. We've got this lighter area here, so hopefully this makes sense. Maybe slightly. I'm just kind of occasionally just change it, chop and change, giving some direction to some of this lighter green, because what it's doing is it's giving me suggestion of the pine needles from the tree. Now, I know obviously in the reference photo it's a very kind of bokeh background going on there, which is fine, but in this I just want to make sure that, you know, we're getting that representation. It's a Christmas tree, we want it to look like a Christmas tree. I need to add some dark here, don't I, before I go any further, because I missed that. I mean, there is so little left of this pastel though. And actually this isn't cut in as properly as it should do, so let's do that. I'm just gonna, this is where I'm going to use this green. Remember that baubles are reflective, shiny objects. So at the end of the day, it is going to be reflecting the darker colours from the tree, which is exactly what, weirdly enough, this one is actually doing. So I'm going to use the dark green. I'm going to soften the edges where it disappears into the tree. I'm going to bring this round where you can see that we're going to start. We won't lose the definition, but we'll see that we're bringing this beautiful dark colour in. There we go. Reflective colours, great. So you can see it's kind of now hiding, and we're going to continue that at the bottom here. That's better. That's kind of more like what I wanted. I also don't like the way this cuts in there. I need to... Yeah. Right, so we're starting to flesh out all our bits and pieces. You see this is coming to life. I'm gonna just shape this out a wee bit, just because it's annoying me. We're going to do some more of our tree there. I'm probably going to need to come back in because I need to put some more of the red underneath, because some of this comes over onto this, but that's fine. Just want little bits here and there, just to kind of give that hint of texture in the background. Mostly. Right, that's a bit better. Now, what do I want to do? I think bring in what I refer to as my super reds. It's it is an orangey red, don't get me wrong. You'll see, yeah, I mean, as soon as you put it down, you'll see exactly what I mean. It is super bright, which is what we want. This kind of, there's also a hump here slightly, and then to there. Just trying to make sure that we pull out some of the shapes by the direction that we're moving the pastel, so like that. Now, I know that the ribbon doesn't go behind this part of the boat, but I just felt like it was touching that side of the painting. I kind of needed to continue it off on this side as well. so that we would continue keeping the eye of the beholder within the frame, because if I did this side off and that side not off, your eye would naturally go this way across the painting, which is not what we want. There we go. Now that's looking a lot better. Ooh, escapey bit of red. Remove that for a minute. Right, so we're starting to flesh out this ribbon, which is perfect. Now, I'm going to continue that with our red into this. So this, realistically, when you think about it, is a mid-tone red. So that's why we're going to bring this only in around outside edges. I haven't really dealt with this dark section here. That's going to annoy me. I think what I might do is use... Yeah, that's going to be too light. Where are all my darks? Too light. I do want that one, but not till later. I think that's too light as well. Yeah, need that one later. Just use my dark purples. Should be fun. Give me a purple. Oh, I wonder if I've got any dark red browns actually. I wonder if that might be a better option. So, this is a tiny, I don't know what it is with my tiniest colours, but my tiny little colours. This is going to be really super dark, so I've got to be very careful about how much of this I use, because it's such a super colour. It's another Sennelier, so it's another one that is dark and crumbly. I'm going to blend that in slightly. Come on. You can see messy hands already. What I want, oh, too much. Just slightly scratching this across the surface so I can bring this down. And when I start blending it anyway, you won't see much of it. There we go. I kind of feel like I need to, this needs to come up a little bit to there, but that's fine. We can bring some of our green back in, so we don't lose the tone. There we go. And we go back to our red. Where is it? It's our red. It's our super red. Obviously highlight, we've got this hot spot here. Using the edge of the pastel to drag the brown in, and then highlighting this bit. That's better. And then can see we've got our darker section. I'm just kind of using the red to kind of move it around and smudge it in a wee bit. Then we've got our lighter sections here. So kind of we've got this little hot spot of colour here, which we're just going to bring in there. Starting to see, you can kind of start to see where we're going with this. Every time I'm not looking, this bauble ends up out of shape. I don't even know how. Is that better? Kind of a bit more in shape, kind of not. I'm going to have to deal with the fact that this is always going to be a wonky bauble, no matter what I do. But never mind. And then this is, yeah, I think it's rightly so, comes almost all the way up to you. Still editing the shape of the ball. Oh dear, what am I like? Right, now one of these was darker or lighter? Lighter. That's what we want. This is a slightly harder pastel. It's a Rembrandt, I think, but it sits on top of this really nicely, for giving us this in a bit. And could also do with this kind of starting to bring out some of this as well, but not too much. Messed the top of the bow up. That didn't take long, did it? There we go. And just making sure that I get where I want these highlights to be. Same here. Just focusing mostly on marks because I don't really want anything too complicated. I just want to be able to go, this looks like a bow, this looks like a bauble. Weirdly enough, the human perception, human eye can fill in gaps really easily. So it makes, we can kind of substitute and fill in gaps where we think there's things, or at least where things are supposed to be. Right, we're gonna add our favourite brown in here because this needs to be darker. And this also needs to be kind of darker. so does this. Weirdly enough. And we have the other bit. The problem with my eyesight is I can't always see where I put the edge of a pastel down, so it can cause me some issues sometimes, but often. Right, that's better with the brown. Still feel like I'm not getting enough of this, enough dark in with this bauble, but maybe that's just me. Okay, I want to smooth some of this out. Just by dragging my finger out and across, it just follows the line. But it also helps to just kind of bring a little bit of that. Right, what I want to do is I want to bring in a really light, this was quite a light one. I think it's too neutral, let's throw that, go away. Kind of heading in the realm of pinks now, but that's too peach. Or is it? It might not be actually. Thinking about it. Oh, I've just thrown it into. Let's have a look a second. Oh, actually, that might well work. A lot better than I thought it would. So, it's kind of where we want our... You can tell this is a harder pastel and it is scraping the undercolours off. I'm having to be really careful about that. So I kind of want to scrub you in and then just because that's where the unnatural light is hitting it. So you can see our red hot spots here and here, but you can see that this is where our unnatural light is hitting. I'm just going to widen the circle for where that's hitting. I think it's better. And same with this as well. This is where I'm wondering actually if I want to switch this to a softer one. Have I got a softer one that will do same-ish colours? Well, I have a reddish pink, this one. Yeah, that will do. A lot of this you'll lose anyway as soon as I go to put the gold decoration on, especially when it comes to things like glitter and stuff. So realistically we're just doing this to give ourselves the highlight we need. So you can kind to see where that curves. That's that part of the bow. We have a little bit, we have some of this here, but not a lot really, because it kind of changes direction. I don't know why, I wonder if it's just a weird fold, but it does change direction. And then we also have a little bit here. So you can kind of see where we've got our light areas on the bow, we've got our light area here in the middle of this, and that's all good and well. Right, what we need is our gold thread. Now our gold is actually a really dark kind of tan colour underneath, followed by lighter colours and darker colours alternating, which is actually the glitter part. So we're gonna start with this. And we know that this here is the curve of the bow, the knot in the middle of the bow. Also does this as well, so, and we believe we've got the top edge of this as well, and then top of the bauble. I want to sort, I'll sort his thread out in a minute. What I want to do for the minute is, now I had it on edge, fine edge, and then as I came down I changed the direction ever so slightly so it would widen as I came down. It was just because I really wanted to emphasize that, see a bit more of it. I'm probably in your way while I do that, but I apologise. And then here you can see we've got this disappearing and that disappearing, and then this has this edge, which I can't quite see myself, but I know it's there. And then, so you can kind of start to see where this is going now, which is good. Now on this, we've got these beautiful, weird, glittery lines, but they kind of go round like that. And then this one loops and goes like that. Yeah, that probably needs to curve a bit more, but never mind. I know where it's going. That's what matters. these which loop the other way. So now we've got these weird patterns and things. I have no idea what these patterns. I think if I look at the pattern, like if I look at the one here, this looks like a snowflake. So I'm gonna say these are snowflakes. And they seem to be fairly simple, kind of these kind of type snowflakes. So I'm not too mindful of what happens, but as long as it kind of looks right. Does it matter? Nope. Right, we're getting there. We are getting there, right. I do want to do these lines before I forget though. So it's kind of got a, I reckon it's got this hoop on here. We can't really see that particularly well. So I'm going to do that. And then this line comes down like that. And then this line kind of comes down, and then so I'm assuming that they tied it under the bow and then put the bow on top to kind of hide that, which is fine. Oh, I forgot there's all these little dots as well. Ah, who put dots on? Somebody obviously had fun with a glue gun and some glitter glue sticks, because I never would have done this many dots on a bauble. It would take them forever. Admittedly, if you're buying these manufactured, it's easier, but you know, if you're doing them yourself, and I do recommend, it is worth taking the time to make your own baubles, to be fair. I try to make at least one bauble a year. Just because it's nice to show some of my crafting skills, ones I have anyway, and it's just kind of nice to see the different ones. Every year I do something different, every year I get slightly better at it, so it makes a difference. So it's kind of like a shape here where we've kind of got one coming off at a weird angle. So I can only assume there's another fold there as well that I can't really see. Tablet's trying to go sleep on me, which isn't going to help. So we're just going to do that. That'll work. And we've got, pretty sure this is one here. And I'm probably going to add, do I want to add one in? No, I don't want to add one in there actually. Let's just continue our endeavours with weird shaped snowflakes on this ribbon. I have to say, if you are going to slow this video down, and we'll slow it down. I suppose you could slow it down. I will probably speed it up, but if you're going to do this yourself, this is the bit where lots of people get really frustrated and really fed up. And it is definitely one of those ones where it is worth it. Yes, this is tedious, This is gonna drive you crazy. However, it is worth it. Don't give up. Don't get bored. Keep going. It will add a lot to what you're doing when you've finished. So just don't give up too soon. Get bored, start cheating, or become lazy, because you start affecting how it looks when you do that. And honestly, you really don't want to do that. If you spent this long working on it, you don't want to then lose the amount of work you've been doing on it. So, and to make you feel better, I feel the same way. I don't like this bit either. Doing the stupid patterns on these things are irritating beyond belief, but they are a necessary evil as part of this painting. And yeah, I don't know why I've done that, but never mind. I can correct that later. In fact, it's going to annoy me, so I'm going to correct it now. Right, so there is our base gold colour. Yeah, corrected. And that's annoying me. And that's annoying me. And that's annoying me. And these I'm going to just pat slightly with my fingers, and it should darken it out. So it's quite an easy trick, because pastel will stick to your fingers more than it will stick to the paper, just because of the oils in your finger. So it's a good way of just lifting some of the pastel, which will then make this look darker. See what I mean? It's very quick, very easy to do. So you can see that looks duller now and that looks brighter. I probably want to do the same up here as well. Just take out the vibrancy on some of this, and very much along here. But you can see where it was, which is important. Actually, I do want to take that line down a wee bit. That line's fine. And this line I want to take down, but remember, I'm going to be sticking I will be sticking some tree branches over that, so that's not make much of a difference yet. Right, now, glitter. Oh, the joys of glitter. Oh, this is annoying me. I want some red on this one. I know, I'm bouncing around all over the place, aren't I? Sorry. Right. Glitter. Right, to make glitter, you get little bits of aluminium, and then you colour it, and then you throw it all together, cut into tiny little pieces, and then you use some glue and you stick it onto the pastel. No, that is absolutely not what we're going to do. So, we have lots of different tones of gold. So, I'm going to show you a hard pastel. So there's one. So when you compare it to the colour we've been using, you can kind of see the difference. And one even paler than that, which will start giving us, you can see there, start giving us the white, which is the highlight. And we also want darker than that. I'm going to find a decent darker colour than that. I can either go, is that going to be dark enough? This might not be dark. That might not be dark enough. Let me just try it a second. No, that won't be dark enough. I will need not a dark brown, but I will need a fairly dark brown that's got yellow tones to it. And my dark brown tray is in the dark, which is not helping. Just trying to find. You could do it. It might be fine actually as a it might be fine as that. So yes, yeah, that will work. Right, so I have 3 colours, and what I'm first going to do is see the dark ones. So see along this line here, you can see that it's, I'm just gonna put little dots. Luckily I can't see what I'm doing, but they're on the outside edge of this one. You can see it's darker on the back, and that tends to be the same if you've got light coming in, and we know we've got light in this area coming in. I want to make this lighter. It's going to annoy me now. I really like yellowy pink, peachy colours. Maybe too light. Bit better. Bit better. That better? Don't know what you guys think. Oh yeah, you can see that. I might work some more of that into the bow in a minute, but let's concentrate on our glitter for a minute. So wherever the back is, so light at the front, dark at the back, exactly the same with glitter. Obviously the particles that are picking up are the bits at the front, or at least a facing front, if that makes sense. Glitter facing front, yeah, makes sense to me anyway, even if it doesn't make sense to you guys. It does kind of make sense to me. Now, to be fair, I can't really see what I'm doing very well because these marks are a little bit small for my eyesight, and if I was probably going to work something professionally and I was trying to represent glitter, I would probably do this on a bigger scale, or I've got a portable magnifier, which funnily enough isn't here because it's at work at the moment, and that would kind of help me see where I'm putting things. So I'm just dotting the darker colour along that line. It needs to be the back on this line, so it's kind of that side because the light's there, this side because the light's that side. You just basically see where is the light and where does the dark bits need to be. And yeah, this always looks messy at this part. That's fine. Right, and then kind of almost in the middle for this actually, but that doesn't matter. Right, so looks a bit weird, that's fine. Now we're going to go for our next lightest colour, which is this kind of golden, paler golden yellow, which is going to look pretty bright against this. And remember that we're aiming for the light to be on this side of this line. Completely missed the mark occasionally, but never mind. And this side, it's pretty much bang in the middle. I'm just basically dabbing it against the paper. It's giving me cramp though in my hand, which isn't helpful. Now on this one, because the light's really here, it's all very much on this side. So you start to see where the light is, which is here. And so you should start to be able to see the kind of effect we're going slowly for. Now on this curved line here, it's going to be on this inside. So I'm going to kind of skip and jump. I won't be putting my lightest colour for the glitter on this side. It just goes too far into the dark. So this will do. And then obviously where this is, we've got these. I'm going to do this line. Now this line's inside as well. And everything should be pointing towards here. So all of these will always be pointing up or across, but always pointing this way, towards this point. It, we also start working on highlight for this as well. So there's the highlight for this. And what we'll do is we'll take this up, and we also need to add in, because this is I think it's a glittery thread as well, so kind of do that. We'll bring it all the way down. You can start to see how light and shadows actually plays a big part in glitter. Massive, massive part. Right. Now, as you can see, I'm not doing that on the bow just yet. We're just focusing on the bauble. Somehow or another, this is escaping over the edge again. I don't know how. Really need to work on that sometimes. Right, now our lightest colour, which is kind of peachy yellow, but see, as soon as I put it on there, it's definitely not So I'm pressing quite hard, but that's fine. Do find a way of holding the board better. Because the board bounces a wee bit here because I just don't have the board as secure as I would like for doing this sort of thing. And we're just going to make sure that we're all pointing in the right direction. So, you don't want to add too much of this to the whole row because remember, obviously, this all fades into the darkness away from the light, which we know is here anyway. And then we are gonna do this, and this is just where it catches there. So there's our beautiful ball, which is great. I'm really happy with how that's coming along amazingly, which is great. Now, obviously we have just kind of wish I could see where I was putting this, but never mind, doesn't matter. We're just gonna keep tapping it so that we've got all of this. And we've got just the darker flecks that you see in the glitter, which is basically pieces of glitter which aren't facing the same direction as the ones that are catching the light, which is why you get some that are dark because they're not reflecting light, some that are light because they're reflecting bounce light, so light coming off other things around it, and some that are really light where they are full on picking up and reflecting the light that they can see, or they're being exposed to really rather than they can see. Glitter can't see, can it? Interesting idea. Literally just going with the pastel. So this is the fun bit. Literally just stabbing the pastel at the paper, just having some fun. Why not? If I could kind of get it where I'm supposed to get it, that would also help, wouldn't it? But you know, blind girl painting. For those that have never, don't know, or just haven't watched all my videos and don't know a bit about my backstory, I am partially sighted. So, yeah, I can't fully see. I've got not really a lot of vision in my right eye, and I probably have about 60% on my left. But I also get significant ghosting from keratoconus, so Yeah, I don't see as much as I would like to, which is a shame, but that hasn't stopped me continue my pastel work. It's just one of those things, you know, if I had timings that would also be good, but I don't know how, you know, we all cope in different ways, so we just make do with what we can. I think because there's a lot of red down on this that it's struggling to take the lighter pastel. I have got a backup plan. I have a very pale blue earth which I might use if I get absolutely stuck. So you kind of see, so it's working there. And across here, it kind of disappears. Don't know if I really want to do the leaves over the top. We'll see. There we go, that's looking a bit better. And we'll just continue that there. I don't want to do too much because I do want to keep some of these, you know, faint. Don't know if you can really see whether or not they're actually snowflakes anymore, but never mind. I kind of like them. It's like standing Christmas ribbon. They never look like the pattern that they're supposed to be. If anyone else has ever bought these sorts of ribbons in the UK, I don't think they ever really quite look as good. They look good in the packaging and then they never look as good once they're on your presents. So I don't know why that is, it just seems to be the case. I missed one. I did indeed. And then we're just going to add our absolute lightest here, where we know we've got our lightest colour and where the light's hitting it the most. I also hear my cat trying to break in as well. I don't think she's very happy about being kept outside. Right, that fond, yeah, it definitely did come over. Right, we're just going to finish that up here. We're going to finish this up here, and hopefully you guys have all enjoyed this one. I just want to make sure that you got the colour variation in the leaves, because yeah, I think we've got enough going on there for you to see. Right, well hopefully you guys enjoyed that. I think it's really beautiful. Now for our giveaway. So if you would like to like this video and then comment below on what other sort of Christmas decoration you think I can paint in pastel, and I will pick one lucky winner from the comments below by the end of our day on Wednesday. So that is midnight GMT on Wednesday going into Thursday, and I will PM you if you are the lucky winner, and we will post this painting out to you. So thank you all for joining me today. I hope you've enjoyed this Christmas themed painting, and I will see you all very soon. Ta-ta for now.